Let's solve this problem in English this time. It says the sum of three consecutive numbers is 30. What are the numbers? Okay, so first, what do we understand by three consecutive numbers? Okay, well, consecutive numbers are numbers that are one next to the other. Say, for example, 8, 9, 10, maybe 15, 16, 17, or 20, 21, 22, and so on. So those are numbers that are next to each other, right? For an equation, we need to find what means to be the next to a number. So we could say that the first number, is x, which is the mystery number, the number that we don't know. And what would be the next number, the following number? Okay, so for this, we need to think a little bit. So say if we had 5, we would have to add 1 to get to the next one, 6, right? If we have 23, we would have to add 1 to get the next one, which is 24, right? What happens if we have x as a number? Well, the same thing. We would need to add 1 to get the next one, right? So the following number, if the first one is x, the following number is x plus 1. And what would be the next one to this? So the next one would be x plus, guess what? Well, it would be x plus 2. That would be the next number. So we could say that these three are three consecutive numbers. So what the text says now is that what are the numbers if the sum of all of them is 30, right? So, okay, so we need to add up these three numbers in order to get 30. We can translate that into an equation like so: x plus, the next one is x plus 1, and the next one is x plus 2. Right, if we add up these three numbers, we need to get 30. So this is the equation. And as we have done in the past, we can solve this equation by adding up this x. For example, how many x have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3. Right, so we've got 3x, and then we've got 1 and 2. So that makes 3. Right, so 3x plus 3 makes 30. And now we can take away 3 units from each member of the equation. So we can say 3x equals 30 minus 3, which is 3x equals 27. That means that 3 times one number is 27. One number is that. Well, that must be 9. In other words, we can say x equals 27 divided by 3, and that means that x needs to be 9. Right, so what does that mean? Right, well, that's only the first one, because we said so at the beginning. We said the first one is x. So which one is the next number? Because we need to answer 3 numbers, we need to give the 3 numbers. So if the first one is 9, the following one is 10, and the following one is 11. And that would be the answer to the problem: 9, 10, and 11. If we check the answer, we would just need to add them up. 11 plus 10 plus 9, you can check that, is 30, as we have been asked for. So this is the answer. The next one is so similar to the previous one. It's just the same. They only change the total that we are given. So in the previous one it was 30, now it's 96. But it's exactly the same problem. So we need to find 3 consecutive numbers that add up to 96. Now, as we did before, the first one would be x, the next would be x plus 1, and the next would be x plus 2. Now, these 3 numbers need to add up to 96, right? So we've got this, the first number, there it is, the second number, there it is, and the third number, right? So these 3 numbers, if we sum them up, we need to get 96. So we do the same thing. We add up the in the unknowns, the x, and they are 3x plus 3. You see, this part of the equation is exactly the same as the one we wrote just before in the previous problem. So this stuff equals to 96. Now we move the 3 to the other side with a negative sign now, and we end up with 93 equals to 3x. Now this 3 will go underneath, dividing the 93, and that means I would need to divide 93 by 3, which is 31. Right? So now I've got to answer properly, because this is just the first number, right? This is just the first number. So the first number is 31, and I need to state clearly in the problem that the following number then must be 32, and the last number must be 33. Now, if we sum them up, we get 1, 2, and 3, that makes 6, 3, 3, and 3, and that makes 96, you see? So this is the correct answer. In this case, the problem gets a bit more tricky, because now we are asked to find 3 consecutive odd numbers, right? And that is to be thought through a little bit, because it's not that obvious. Let's think for a moment, and how can we get an even number? Right, so if you remember, the odd numbers are the ones that end up in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, whereas the even numbers end up in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, right? How can we be sure that the result we get are odd numbers or even numbers? Right, the way to think about that is this way. So try to imagine any number, x, right? Well, think a little bit about this. If I multiply any number by 2, any number, we will get an even number. Try. 2 times 3 makes 6. 2 times 5 is 10. That's an even number. 2 times 11, 22. That's an even number as well. 2 times, 8, 16, even. 2 times 33, 66, even. So no matter what number you put instead of an x, if you multiply that by 2, you always get an even number. Right. So if we are sure about that, we can move on now. If we are sure that we get an even number from here, how could we get an odd number? Well, if you just think about how they are distributed in the number line, you see, you get an odd number every other even number. You get odd, 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 then 9, 11, and so on. So they alternate each other. You get first a even number, which could be 0, then we get an odd number, then even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. So we could say that if we add up If we add just 1 unit to this number, we always get an odd number. Try now. Imagine we use the same examples as before. Let's try. So 2 times 3 plus 1, how much is that? That's 7. Try now here. 2 times 5 plus 1, that's 11. Odd number. 2 times 11, that is 22. Plus 1, 23. Odd number as well. 2 times 8, that's 16. Plus 1, 17, which is an odd number. Finally, 2 times 33, that's 66. Plus 1, that's 67. That is an odd number as well, right? Okay, if we have understood this, we can now move on and say, right, we need to find 3 consecutive odd numbers. So this could be the first one. This could be the first odd number. Which one is the next? Okay, well, the next odd number would be 2x plus, right, so we need to add 2 more, 2 units more. So we get 3. That would be the next odd number. How about the next one? Well, the next number would be 2x plus 2 units more than before. So we can write 5. So these are our 3 odd numbers, right? So if we have those 3 odd numbers, we can now finish off the equation because altogether they make 21. So I could say 2x plus 1, which is the first one, plus 2x plus 3, which is the second one, plus 2x plus 5. That together is 21. Now, we just need to carry on solving the equation. So we have 2x plus 2x plus 2 more x. We have 6x in total. Now, 1 plus 3 plus 5, that is 9, right? And that equals to 21. Now, 6x equals 21 minus 9, right? And that makes 6x equals to, how much is that? 12, right? So x must be 2. Fine. Is that all? Is that the answer? Well, not quite yet, because we said that the first one is this, 2x plus 1. Because x equals 2, that means that the first answer is 2 times 2 plus 1. So the first number is 5. How about the next one? We said the next one is this one, 2x plus 3, which means 2 times 2 plus 3. How much is that? Well, 7. That's the next one. And the last one is 2x plus 5. So I write 2x, but because x equals to 2, I change it by the 2, plus 5, that equals 9. And these 3 are the answers to the problem, 5, 7, and 9. These are 3 consecutive odd numbers that, if you sum them all together, you get 21. You can try that and check. 5 plus 7, it's 12, plus 9, 21. So that's the correct answer. Terminamos con este problema que dice que pagamos 6 euros y obtenemos, a ver, esto me comí una parte. Dejamos el coche en un aparcamiento durante 4 horas, ¿vale? Y para pagar damos 6 euros y nos devuelven 2,40. ¿Cuánto cobran la hora? Pues podemos declarar la variable diciendo que X es el precio por hora del aparcamiento. Precio por hora. Bien, como hemos estado 4 horas, en verdad, es como decir que hemos estado 4x, ¿no? Ese es el precio que deberíamos pagar, 4 veces por el precio de cada hora, porque hemos estado 4 horas. Y luego nos describen que hemos pagado. Hemos pagado 6 euros y nos han devuelto 2,40. Bueno, es un intercambio un poco raro, pero eso quiere decir que hemos pagado 6 y nos han devuelto 2,40. Bueno, pues esto es, ¿no? Esta es la ecuación, realmente no tiene nada más. Vamos a hacer esta diferencia de números decimales. Yo tengo 6 euros, hay que recordar poner las unidades con las unidades, las décimas y las centésimas en su sitio, ¿de acuerdo? Y una vez que tenemos colocado bien las dos cifras, pues vamos a hacer la resta, ¿no? Y nos queda aquí un 6 y aquí un 3, ¿verdad? 0, 6 y 3. Así que la diferencia entre 6 y 2,40 es de 3,60. 4x vale 3,60. 3,60 y por tanto x valdrá 3,60 entre 4. 3,60 entre 4, podríamos plantear la división aquí. Fijaos como tomamos dos cifras, porque una no cabe, ¿verdad? El 3 no cabe. Tomamos dos cifras ya con la coma decimal, debemos colocar la coma decimal en el cociente. Y ahora multiplicar. ¿Qué número multiplicado por 4 nos lleva a 36? Pues el 9 por 4, 36, 0, ¿verdad? Y hemos terminado. Esto sería 0,9 o 90 euros, 90 céntimos de euro.